Welcome to another fun-filled episode of The Wave.
Welcome, and thrice welcome.
My name is Adam.
And I am Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Thanks. It's not my birthday today, it's your birthday today. Mine's already been now.
Oh yeah.
Although it hasn't actually happened yet because of time travel.
Yeah, you're in the sweet spot between record and release.
Yes.
That sounds a bit dirty.
You're on release day.
Yeah. It is my release day.
How's your birthday going? I didn't catch that at first. That's brilliant. How do you predict your birthday's gone so far?
I predict that I've mostly been at work.
Oh yeah, that's Monday.
As it's a Monday, but I'm looking forward to a pleasant evening.
Good. I'm glad.
And hopefully there'll be some nice things for me to open later on.
How do you think mine went?
I think it was, on the whole, you were pretty happy. And it was about the 6th best birthday you've ever had.
6th? Wow. That's high rankings. I've had quite a lot of them now.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
It'd certainly be better than last year's lockdown don't see anybody birthday. At least this year I can see somebody.
For sure. Yeah.
Good.
Although about a week too early to really spread those wings, but
yeah, I think over the next bank holiday weekend we should really plan something in, all of us.
Should we
probably a discussion we should have off there, but we should definitely.
Yeah, probably. Sounds good to me. Do you want to play a quick game to start us off?
Yeah, why not?
Do you want to play a game of Guess What's in My Garden?
Yes.
And I'll give you like a point if it's something that's usually in my garden, because you know what my garden looks like. And I'll give you the grand prize if you guess the unusual thing that is in my garden for a limited time only. Okay,
so I'm assuming that the unusual thing is an animal.
No.
No. Okay.
What, you thinking I'm like...
I thought there might be just like... You just looked at
a giraffe here or something.
No, I thought you might have just looked out the window and there's like a fox or a badger or something.
Oh, okay.
No. I've no idea. Well, I know there's a trampoline. There's a point.
Yep. That's a point, yeah.
And a slide.
Start. Yes.
Usually two hyperactive children.
No, they're in bed.
Cool. Good.
I presume.
You've just not seen them for a while. I assume they've just
that's the last time I saw them.
That's where they usually are at this time of night.
Yeah.
What else could be? Is it birthday related?
I mean, yeah, it's here for a birthday celebration.
Okay. A gazebo?
So there is a gazebo.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is in the gazebo.
Wow. Some sort of party setup?
You're getting closer. There are some lights.
Oh.
There is a portable Bluetooth speaker.
Nice. You're up at party.
There's a couple of chairs and a table in the said gazebo, but that's not the main weird thing that's in there.
What is it? I've got to give up.
Give up?
Yeah.
I've got a hot tub.
What? You've got a hot tub? Amazing.
Yeah. I came in today and was told to go to the garden, and yes, there is a hot tub.
Some fun-filled birthday shenanigans coming your way this weekend.
I'm on my patio, yeah.
Nice.
It is. We'll be here for around a week.
Nice. I'll bring my swimming trunks.
Okay, you don't even have to do that.
Oh, really? It's one of those sort of hot tubs.
No.
Yeah, excellent. That's exciting news. I presume that was a surprise.
Yeah.
Have you been in it yet?
No, it's still warming up.
Okay, how long is that? Have you started renting it or something?
I think so, yeah. I've had nothing to do with it. So.
I didn't even know you could rent a hot tub, so that's awesome.
No, me neither. Should be up to tubbing temperature by tomorrow, I think. So.
Excellent. So by the time the episode comes out, you'll have been all hot tubbed up.
Yeah, I'll be just like a massive prune. Shriveled up and looking my old years.
Good times.
Yeah, I look like Grandpa Simpson.
More than you normally do. Excellent.
So yeah, I think it's going to be good. It's going to be
forward to seeing it. I'm not coming in it. I don't really like hot tubs.
Okay, you just sit in it.
It's like human soup.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll make sure I pop around and see you at some point before your birthday. Probably not on.
Sure. Not a problemo. Good. Birthday chat.
What
do we usually do?
Take that off the list. We usually start with news. Do you want to start with Netflix news?
Let's do some news.
Go for it.
I wasn't going to start with Netflix.
No, okay.
Let's flip reverse it. Let's go movie news. I think possibly the biggest bit of news over the last week, movie wise, has been Marvel kind of catching everyone on the hop.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
And they released, I don't even know what you'd call it, a teaser, a celebratory video. Yeah,
it was a bit of a retrospective look at the future, wasn't it? Look at what we've done, look at what we're about to do.
It was kind of a thanks to the fans, look at these awesome moments we had. Oh shit, we're dropping you some new footage of our movies, and we're going to tell you what the next 2 years worth's going to be called.
Yeah, here's all the release dates.
It was a fine piece of work.
It really was. Narrated by Stan Lee as well, which I thought was very impressive to get him to do that.
As a trailer or whatever you want to call it, I thought it was really well put together.
It got me hyped for Marvel again. I've not been hyped for Marvel for a while.
Good, because you're getting like 4 movies between July and December. So.
I can't wait. I'm all up for it. I'm up for it.
And that's not even including the TV shows. So.
No. I'm excited. Let's go back to the cinema soon.
The first footage from The Eternals, which is already generating some hot early word of mouth.
It does look really good. I think it's going to be really good.
Even if that hot word of mouth has sort of come from Marvel themselves, but
isn't Chloe Zhao attached to that? Is she doing that?
She directed it, yeah. Who just picked up her Best Director Oscar last week. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that's got a lot of people intrigued, hasn't it? As a potential real sort of change of the formula.
Yeah, it's not like anything they've ever done before. It's going to be something different, isn't
it? And then the other big sort of news on there, Black Panther Wakanda Forever comes out next summer, which I think the date of which surprised everyone.
Yeah, nobody was expecting that quick, I don't think.
And then Captain Marvel 2 will just be called The Marvels. And will feature not 1, not 2, but 3 Marvels. And Marvel's they have actually reached a synopsis for that one today. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, please.
It says, Marvel Studios' The Marvels will feature Brie Larson returning to the role of Captain Marvel / Carol Danvers. In the film, she'll be joined by Tanoa Paris, who was first introduced as an adult Monica Rambeau in Marvel Studios' WandaVision.
Oh, yeah.
Along with Aman Vellani, who will appear as Miss Marvel in the upcoming Disney Plus series of the same name. So you've got a trio of Marvels.
Excellent.
In that movie. Obviously, a female-led blockbuster is great to see.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Captain Marvel. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it was. And then they also snuck in another little bit of news this week because Disney Plus have moved Loki forward by 2 days.
Oh, really?
And it will now, instead of being Friday, June the 11th, it will be released weekly on a Wednesday.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wednesday is the new Friday, as Tom Hiddleston said in a short teaser which came out this week.
Excellent.
So that'll be here, in a month or so.
I love that Loki character. I think that's going to be a good one. I'm excited. Excellent. Good Marvel newsage. Anything else?
Yeah. Where do you want to go next? Afterlife, our Ricky Gervais sitcom.
Yep.
Season 3 has begun filming.
Excellent news.
Last week, I think it was.
Seen some on-set pictures coming out.
Yes, he tweeted on a sunny first day of filming, and then we've literally had every sort of weather since then, including snow. So
the hailstorm yesterday was crazy. I've not seen hail like that for a long time.
The thunder was right on top of us.
Yeah, it really was. Just the hailstorm. I've not seen hail like that for a long time. It was really cool.
So Afterlife season 3 has been filming.
I love Afterlife. It's really good.
In amongst all that hail. But yeah, the first 2 series are great. I think we watched them both in one sitting. So separately, but in one sitting for each season.
I know what you mean.
Great. Really great.
Yeah, it is really great. It's a good cast. Strong cast.
I thought this one was really interesting. So we talked a few weeks ago may even been the end of season 4, I'm not sure, about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead when the trailer came out. Now,
yes.
It's only sort of 2 weeks away now. May the 21st it comes to Netflix. But it's been announced this week that it will hit selected theatres in the United States on May the 14th.
So before Netflix?
Yeah. And this is a Netflix movie.
That's surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really interesting move, I thought.
Yeah. They're just trying to cash in on that Zack Snyder.
I'm not sure it... Yeah, and I'm not sure it would have happened if the world wasn't in the place the world is in.
No. I think you're probably right.
I guess it's a kind of... If it's a limited release at a limited number of cinemas, what's Netflix got to lose? You know, their name's all over it. 600 screens it will open up. 600?
Wow, that's quite a lot.
Sure, yeah.
They'll get to use that new sting that they had made. Do you remember when we talked about that a while back?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll finally get to use that. Good time. I'm looking forward to Army of the Dead. I don't make any secret of my disdain for Zack Snyder, but I am quite looking forward to that. I think it'd be quite good.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It won't be. It's not long now, either, is it? A couple of weeks.
Yeah, 21st of May.
Excellent. We will mention it more when we've seen it, I guess.
Definitely. Another person who we talk about a fair amount on this show is our old friend Mike Flanagan.
Yes.
And we've mentioned a few times his work on an upcoming series called Midnight Mass.
Yeah, I'm excited for Midnight Mass. I've got a good feeling about it. It's giving me good juju.
So, it's been announced this week that they will be releasing a book to accompany it.
All right.
It is not the novel.
No.
So, obviously, Midnight Mass is a 8 or 10 part series that's coming out later this year, but it's based on a book which is written by the lead character in his movie called Hush.
Yeah.
Check out our episode on the movie Hush.
Definitely do. Season 2 of the show. It's a great movie.
So they're releasing a companion book. So The Art of Horror, it's called. Midnight Mass, The Art of Horror.
Oh, wow.
So you can find all your production notes and sketches and all that sort of stuff.
I love that sort of thing. That sounds like it.
Alongside the series, which is
might see if I can get hold of
pretty good sign that Netflix is thinking quite highly of it, I would say.
Well, yeah, definitely. Sounds like it, doesn't it?
So, yeah, keep your eyes out for that. That book arrives on October the 19th.
Do we know when Midnight Mass is coming yet?
I am just double checking that because I don't think there's an exact date.
We do have it.
But if it's landing around Halloween, that kind of makes sense.
Yes, it does.
It is also, and I'm looking at a screenshot now, from the Stephen King movie, Gerald's Game. Carla Gugino is holding a copy of Midnight Mass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have I never spotted? I've seen Gerald's Game like 3 times. How have I never spotted that? That's a really nice little movie. If you've not seen Gerald's Game, it's really neat. It's really nice. It's really simple to watch. Good little horror film. Yeah, she's sort of reaching above the bed as she's handcuffed to it, and she's got her hand on a copy of the book. There you go. Flanagan's universe.
He has woven that through his previous work, and we will find out what it's all about later this year.
Excellent. Love Mike Flanagan. Love Gerald's Game. Love Hush. Great film. In fact, everything I've seen that Mike Flanagan's done, I've really enjoyed.
Yeah, I would second that.
I think I've seen most of his work, and I've really enjoyed most of it.
Excellent. I'm just looking where to go next. So, also came out this week that Netflix has cancelled The Irregulars.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
So it lasted just one series. I haven't seen it yet, but I know you have.
I've watched it all. Yeah, it took a while to get going, but once it got going, it was good. But it is like a compact series. You're not going to miss out on anything by it not having another series. You know what I mean? It's like you could class it as a one and done season.
Yeah,
it concludes. So I wouldn't let it put you off watching it if you're thinking of watching it, because it is worth it. And it is a bit disappointing that it's not coming back, to be honest. They haven't really given it a lot of time either. It hasn't been out that long.
No, it hasn't really, has it?
No.
They're definitely not. They're not counting on the slow burn sort of thing.
No, definitely not. It's a strange decision. That it's very quickly done, but yeah, it's disappointing. I'm a little bit disappointed. I enjoyed it.
I do feel that if I'm being critical, and this is a very armchair comment because I've not seen all of these things I'm about to mention, but that sort of cosmic, supernatural, weird vibe, I feel like Netflix has done quite a lot of that over the last 18 months or so. If I think about The Irregulars and Shadow and Bones just come out, Lock and Key,
The Witcher.
The Witcher. What's the I don't know what it's called. Is it the Winx saga?
Yeah, the Winx trilogy. Something like that. Yeah, you're right. They do a lot of it. So maybe they just realise they don't need a lot of it.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of those would be playing for the same audience, I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's probably a good shout. But then they all seem to do well. That, like you just mentioned, Shadow and Bone, that's been at the top of Netflix all week.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer of it to see if it was looked any good, and it didn't, so I didn't bother.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame, that one. Sad news.
I'm going to circle back to age and birthdays. Okay. Do you want to feel really old?
No, not really.
Well,
I already do most of the time.
That's not going to stop me, because 17 years ago today, the final episode of Friends aired.
17 years ago?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. I remember sitting down and watching the final episode of Friends.
I do as well. I was at my friend's house.
It was like a really big deal at the time, wasn't it? It was like, this is like the greatest sitcom of all time and it's about to end. Sit down and watch it, and everybody did.
That's not even Courtney Cox's best sitcom.
No, that's not my words, don't get me wrong. I enjoy Friends. It's not my favourite sitcom of all time.
Me too.
But it did feel like a TV moment when it was coming to an end.
Yeah, it was a huge
big deal.
Huge event.
17 years ago, 2004.
Yeah.
Christ. That means it must be like 27 years since it started.
Yes. Oh, well done. You've found a way to make yourself feel even older.
Oh my goodness. Where's all this time going?
Linearly. That's how it works.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Is that all mine? I've got one more.
Go on.
So Netflix has released a trailer this week for a show called... I'm just waiting for my link to open. Everything has gone very slow. 1899, which sounds quite interesting.
1899? What's that? Sounds cheap.
It is a European multilingual mystery horror TV series. It tells the story of an immigrant ship travelling from Europe to New York and has an eclectic European cast. The plot will tell the story of an immigrant ship travelling from Europe to New York with a hopeful set of individuals on board, but the trip takes a dark turn when they encounter a second ship previously thought missing.
That sounds quite good.
The trailer just came out a couple of days ago.
Oh, check that out.
Says, what they will find on board will turn their passage to the promised land into a horrifying nightmare.
Cool. I wonder what... Oh, I'm intrigued by that. That's a good synopsis.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Check out that trailer.
It stars Belgian Jonas Blokwit, who was apparently in The Nun, which I haven't seen.
No, not me.
British actress Emily Beecham.
Don't think I know her.
It says she was in Into the Badlands, which I'm not familiar with.
No, not me.
Yeah, well, the trailer does look pretty good. So yeah, we'll see.
I will give that trailer a watch. I'm excited. Talking of trailers, have you seen the Stranger Things teaser trailer that's been released today?
No, I was about to watch it when we started recording, so I've not quite got to it yet.
It's quite good. You don't see any of the characters in it, but it is quite good.
Okay.
Are
you teased?
I'm suitably teased. It hints that they're going to tell a bit more of Eleven's backstory.
Oh.
Because it's all set in the hospital place where she grew up.
Okay.
So it hints at that sort of story being told. So yeah, it's quite good. Stranger Things is always going to be good though, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was a bit... Was it the last series where they did that strange one episode where she found the other numbers and then they kind of didn't really play any further part in the rest of the series?
Yeah, I assume they're going to do more of that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's coming in August, is that right? That sounds right.
I am not entirely sure.
But
But yeah,
I'm sure we've
it's
mentioned
around there.
August before.
Yeah.
So wait for Stranger Things. It's coming soon. Is that all the news?
News done.
News done. Item ticked. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
Yeah, I have watched a couple of things. Let's go movie first. I watched, my whole family sat and watched, and 3 out of the 4 of us watched the whole thing. We watched The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh, I've heard about this. Is this the Netflix's new animated film?
Yes.
Which one of you walked away? Was it your wife? Did she not enjoy it?
No, it was my youngest. She still a bit young to sit through a full length movie, but it's great.
To be fair, I've never even seen her sit, let alone sit for a full length movie. So.
It's a fair challenge. It's great. I highly recommend it. It's really funny.
Really?
Yeah.
I might check it out.
It's a real cool mix of like 2D, 3D animation. It's from Lord and Miller, who did they started off with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. They did a Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street. It's really worth watching. I think you'd find it. I think you'd like it.
I do like a good animated movie, so I will. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is brilliant.
Yes, it is.
I love that film. I love that film so much. I will. I'll sit down and watch that at some point. It does look good. I watched the trailer for it the other day. It did look good.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Go on, you go. Let's tag team.
Should we take it in turns?
Yeah.
Well, I think you've watched this as well. I'm going to mention Two Distant Strangers.
I did watch it. Yes.
It's the Oscar-winning short movie that Netflix have picked up. I thought it was incredible.
I thought it was brilliant. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed. I could have done another hour and a half of it. It was really well told story.
It was riveting.
It really was. It really had me hooked. It's a time loop story of a guy trying to stop being shot by a cop.
Yes.
And every time he gets shot, he wakes up again that same morning, and he has to try and break this loop. And it's wonderful. I love a time loop movie at the best of times, but to compact one down into half an hour is such a skill. And there's only there's 2 main characters and there's a third side character, and they're the only really 3 people in it. Everything about it is just great. I cannot rave enough about it.
It's a really good story. It is riveting. My only criticism, and I am being maybe a bit hypercritical, is that I was not totally convinced by the acting chops of the guy who played the cop.
Really?
The first time he's okay when he's being angry cop.
Yeah.
But the first time that he stopped and what's the lead character's name? I can't remember. Tries to talk to him, and it was just a bit clunky in the delivery, and he was like, "Oh, so you mean I've shot you 99 times before?"
I guess that's a fair criticism. I'll take that.
But great twist at the end. Loads of cool little details in there.
Really poignant for the times that we live in as well.
Yeah, and what they did with the names at the end was very, very poignant. I thought it was. It's a must-watch. It's 30 minutes. Go and watch it.
Exactly. It's 32 minutes. You've got that time. Literally, sit down and watch it, and you will not regret it. It is amazing. It fully deserves that Oscar. Fully deserves. I haven't seen any of the ones it competed against, but I can't imagine that.
You're not one for hyperbole, so.
Oh, I love a good hyperbole.
Yeah, check out Two Distant Strangers. It's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Anything else?
Yeah, I've watched The Truman Show.
Amazing.
Which I haven't watched
Is that on
for
Netflix?
probably... Yes. Which I probably haven't watched for 15 to 20 years.
I watched it. Within the last year, I've watched it as well.
Okay. My wife had never seen it, so...
Oh, really? That surprises me.
We were looking for something on Saturday, and I was like, oh, should we give that a go? Yeah. She loved it.
Did she? Good.
It's great. How did Jim Carrey... Oh, it's such a great performance.
Jim Carrey is amazing. Pretty much in everything he's ever done.
I think it's, for me, it's less that he didn't get any awards or Oscars for The Truman Show, but how did Ed Harris?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Ed Harris is fine in it, don't get me wrong. But It's like
It's
that's
Jim Carrey's
double
film,
kicking.
isn't it?
That's doubly kicking Jim Carrey. That is. Well, we're not going to give anything to you, but Ed Harris is in it for 15 minutes.
And it's fine, but not spectacular.
Fine, yeah, but he's not doing any heavy lifting. Let's be honest.
Jim Carrey is not on board with the Oscar judges, is he? They don't. Some of his performances over his career are more than Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
When you think of films like Man on the Moon and Eternal Sunshine.
Oh, of course, yeah.
His performance in both of them, even The Majestic, which is one of his unknown films, but he's so good in it. How he's never won an Oscar is a betrayal.
Yeah, check out The Truman Show.
Yeah, if you've not seen it, 100%
big things.
check it out. It should do all right. It'll do good numbers, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It's really good. Really, really good. I watched a good film.
Okay.
I watched the trial of the Chicago 7.
Oh, you got around to it.
I finally got around to it.
You've beaten me, because I really want to get around to it, and I've got nowhere near it. So, God, what do you think?
I was having one of those nights on Saturday night where, when you just browse Netflix and you cannot find anything to watch. And I was like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I don't know what I want to watch. I can't settle on anything. I very nearly put Mank on.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to watch Mank. And then I was like, no, I'll tell you what I'll watch. And I found the trial of the Chicago 7, and it is brilliant. It's really good. It fully deserves all of its hype. I obviously don't know anything of the story behind it.
Did it grip you?
Yeah, it's a tough watch in parts. Definitely. The guy who plays the judge is just like hateful. You just want to hate him all the way through. Yeah, it's really good. I feel like all I say about I feel like, oh, watch this, it's really good, and I don't say anything else, but it is really good. And Sacha Baron Cohen is awesome in it. I don't know.
Is he the standout?
No, and I don't know where his Oscar nomination came from, if I'm honest, because they're all good in it, but he doesn't stand out above anybody else for me.
Do you think? Well, I was going to say, do you think he gets it because of the stunt casting? But then we've just talked about Jim Carrey, and it never worked for him. So
exactly. I don't know. I don't know where that nomination came from. The guy who plays their lawyer, his name has gone out of my head, and he's really famous. I could see his face, and I can't think of his name.
Frank Langella. I don't know which one it
is. No,
Mike
Rylance.
Oh, Mike Rylance.
He is brilliant. Frank Langella plays the judge, and he's really good. Both of those two performances are better than Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, interesting.
And
it's got Yahya Abdul-Mateen II in it.
Yeah.
He's been on the show.
Has he?
Yes. He was the father in that high school wrestling movie that I can't remember what it was called.
Fight. First match.
That's the one. He was good in that.
He was good in that. I didn't realise that was him. There you go. But yeah, no, it's really good. It's well worth checking out. And the Mark Rylance and Frank Langella, both of their performances are brilliant. Really, really good in it. Mark Rylance is always good. He's a banker. You can pretty much always rely on him. Then I watched another film.
Okay.
I watched Things Heard and Seen.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know if you've seen this pop up. This popped up on Netflix this week.
I've not heard great things about it, to be honest.
Quite rightly. It's hot garbage. I did not enjoy it in the slightest. Still now, couldn't tell you what it was about. It didn't hook me. It's a haunted house film, but how many haunted house films have we seen lately? And it's Amanda Seyfried and James Norton.
Okay.
Meh. It's really meh. I was watching it thinking, I've seen a lot of haunted house films. His House came out last year with Matt Smith. That's a haunted house film. That's brilliant. I would say I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the Dark is better than that.
Pretty Thing Lives in the House.
The Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, sorry.
You just made up a movie.
I made up a sequel. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House is a better story than Things Heard and Seen. And I hate the title. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It annoys me.
It annoys me. And that was another thing. I was just scrolling and scrolling. I couldn't find anything to watch. Noticed that in the charts. I was like, I'll just stick that on. I spent more time on my phone than I did paying attention to it, which is always a bad time. I don't do that if I'm watching a film, so it's always
not a good sign.
No. And finally, I watched all of Challenger Final Flight.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know why. I fancied a documentary, and that came up. I was like, oh, stick that. It's 4 episodes. It's all about the Challenger space shuttle explosion.
Yeah, you quite like space.
I do. I don't mind space. I like a documentary. It's quite shocking. It's a really tough watch because there's a lot of footage of the actors, the astronauts, pre-flight.
Right.
So it documents all of their training,
All their
all
prep.
of their prep, all of them because one of them was she was the first non-astronaut to go into space.
Yes.
She was a teacher that had been selected, so there was a whole race to get to that, and they showed you all of that footage and President Reagan choosing her and meeting her and stuff. And it really went into her backstory. You met a sister, and then all the while you think this woman's going to explode in a minute. And the fact that they knew, NASA were fully aware that they had an issue.
Oh, really?
Fully aware that it's basically one of the O-rings in the thrusters.
Yeah.
And it had failed 12 previous times, but never to the point of disaster.
Okay.
But there were all the technicians were like, there is a catastrophic event coming if we don't change it. And they didn't, and then a catastrophic event happened.
Wow.
And to have all their families there watching and everybody, and it was like 2 minutes into the flight, so everybody was celebrating when it took off, and then it just explodes. And it's harrowing.
Yeah, it's a shocking thing.
And then they grounded this fleet for 2 years, fixed this problem, and never had another issue.
What a waste.
Yeah, and absolutely, it's a criminal, and nobody ever faced any charges for it. And
well, there you go. That's worst.
It's criminal.
Worst of it all.
They have the guy. One of the guys that they interview is the guy who made the decision for it to go.
Oh, really?
And he's like,
never been held accountable.
No, and he's like, it was ultimately my decision to fly the flight, and I weighed up all the risk factors, and he was talking about all the risk assessments and stuff. And he's like, and the paperwork said send it up because whilst the risk was there, it was not catastrophic enough to stop the whole thing.
Yeah.
So he's like, and so I made that decision, and I'd make it again tomorrow. And he stood by his decision, even though he knew what happened.
Wow.
And he's obviously in his like 70s, 80s now. Yeah, it's really good. All 4 episodes are really good.
Night.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I definitely recommend if you're into any of that sort of thing, definitely check it out. It's really, really good. Really well made documentary. I think that's it. I think that's all I've been watching. Oh, I'm still going with Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh, me too.
I finished season 2 last night.
Okay, I think I'm about 5 or 6 episodes behind you.
I think season 2 is not as strong as season 1, but it is still really good. Because season 1 was more of a demon a week, whereas season 2's kind of followed the same story all the way through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's been as strong, but it's still incredible, and I can't wait to get into season 3.
Yeah, some of the set pieces are just awesome. I can't
it's
remember if I said this last week, but those actors just spend their whole time covered either in water or blood or
gunk or
other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, in one case, definitely other stuff. Yeah. If you're into comedy horror, then you're gonna love it. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's well worth watching.
Yes. Hard recommend from me.
There you go, and me. Anything else?
No, that's all I have watched.
Apart from one thing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So we need to extend our rods.
Hang on, let me just make some room. There we go.
Rod suitably extended.
Yeah, I am dipped.
So we watched episode 2 of Alice in Borderland this week. This is our new watch-along feature. So if you want to catch up with us, we're 2 episodes into Alice in Borderland. It's on Netflix. Check it out and come and join us in the Discord to chat about it. What did you think to episode 2? Because you weren't high on episode 1, were you?
I thought episode 1 was fine, but like I said, it didn't really win any points for me because I felt like I'd seen it all before.
Yeah.
I had a much better time in episode 2.
Episode 2 is a lot better than episode 1.
So it basically split the group, didn't it? So we had 2 of the guys going off to play another game.
Yeah.
And I thought the game was better this week. So
yes, I'd agree with that.
They have to play what would you say, murder tag, I guess.
Yeah.
So they've got
apartment complex.
Yeah, they've got to hide from a guy mowing the contestants down with a machine gun.
Yeah.
And find the safe zone in this group of apartments. And I thought it led to a lot more tension, better set pieces. Yeah, it hooked me a lot better than the game they were forced into in the first week. So yeah. I thought it was good. But I also enjoyed. So the other half of the group were left in. They've sort of taken up residence in a department store, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I quite like those little moments as well. So yeah, much better for me actually. How about
Agreed.
you?
Yeah, I agree. I think I really enjoyed season one, episode one anyway. But yeah, I thought this one was a lot better. This one reminded me, and it's going to sound really silly because it doesn't at all, but this one, we said the first one was a lot like Cube.
Yeah.
But this one reminded me more of Saw. And
Okay.
there was never any big set piece action sequences in Saw with bullets flying and stuff, but it just had more of a Saw kind of vibe about it.
Do you know what it reminded me of?
What?
Of like a adult version of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I can see that.
With your like Monster of the Week type.
Yeah.
And it was all tied up neatly. But it was kind of like you'd have this sort of concept in an episode of Doctor Who, wouldn't you? Not that I'm a big fan or know much about Doctor Who, but the bits that I have seen, it felt a bit like this. Yeah. Obviously, not being mown down with machine guns. You'd have like I don't know, someone turning you to stone or something, wouldn't you? But yeah, it felt like it would fit sort of there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Saw vibe came from the end game where there was like he got to the end room and he had to press 2 buttons at the same time.
Yeah, and so then, you had to work together with someone. Yeah,
and that felt very Saw. And then when they revealed at the end that the person who'd been chasing them was playing a different game.
Yeah, so they'd been given their task of
mowing everybody down. And that had I don't know, the first episode reminded me a lot of Cube, and this one just had a Saw vibe for me. So they're 2 of my favourite horror films, so I'm all on board. The worst thing about this is the fact that I can't just go on and watch the next episode. Because I would have just carried on when I was watching this one yesterday.
No, we're doing the One Division thing.
Yeah.
One at a time. And you got a bit of a tease at the end of this episode as well.
Yeah.
They intercepted a message, didn't they? Sort of telling people to head to the beach. So there are other people out there, it seems.
What is going on the beach?
So yeah, much better for me.
Yeah, agreed. I've really enjoyed it. I'm fully on board with this show now. I'm really intrigued to see where it's going. It's right up my street. I thought the characters were a lot less irritating this week as well.
Yes.
Especially the 2 guys who were playing the game. I'm quite into those 2. I think they're the best 2 in it. The guy they left behind who'd hurt his leg, I'm not so sure about him, but I'm sure he'll win me round.
Yeah, I agree. It was just, I thought it was quite lazy, the first one. Like I say, not only because of the game was a Cube rip-off, but because I didn't really like the first 10 to 15 minutes when, like I said, they were just strolling around texting each other.
Yeah, the way they chose to build the characters didn't quite work, did it? Or introduce the characters,
but we're over that hump now, so
hopefully I'm really intrigued to see where it's going and what the next game has in store for them.
Excellent.
Good. I think that's everything we needed to cover, wasn't
it? I was just going to talk very briefly about another new segment.
Oh, okay.
Which I think we might do something on next week.
You've committed yourself now.
I was just saying,
this one's all on you.
Kind of depends how big a news week it is, I guess. But we've got another new segment, and it's the deep dive. So for the deep dive, we'll climb in the submarine, and we'll launch that, and want to just spend a bit of time talking about sort of Hollywood legends or stories or myths, and it'll be story time. You can sit comfortably, and
So it's not going to be a weekly thing, is it? It's just going to be
not necessarily
every
week,
thing.
Just every so often.
Cool.
So I've got a couple to choose from to start with. I don't know. Do you want to choose it? Do you want me to choose?
Yeah, I'll choose it.
You can right. Okay, so you can either have you can either have the Superman curse, or we can go behind the scenes on the island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, you mentioned that one on the Christmas episode.
I did. So that's the 90s movie starring Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando.
Let's go with that one.
Okay. Done.
Yeah?
Done. Deal.
Yeah, let's go with that one. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Do I need to see the film? I haven't seen the film.
No, all right. Let's do it the other way around. So I'll tell you about it next week, and then you can tell me if that makes you want to go and watch it.
Okay, deal. That sounds fun. We'll do that.
Okay, good.
Excellent. I look forward to that. The deep dive is coming next week. We'll also have episode 3 of Alice in Borderland, and loads more news and top of the stream shit, I guess.
Yeah, so that'll be the wave next Monday. But coming on Thursday, we'll have the movie show, and we are going to be talking about a romantic drama.
Yes. We love a good romantic drama on this show. We've had a lot of success with them in the past.
Sure, and this one was a wildcard choice from Sam Mulholland.
He really was.
We thank him very much. And
Thank
we're
you,
going to be
Sam.
talking about a movie called After.
Yeah. So look out for that on Thursday on your stream and check it out and let us know what you think. I think that'll do.
Excellent.
Right, let's get out of here.
Sounds good to me. Cheers.
See you later. Bye.